Um, but then that also brings me to something else that I wanted to talk about at the start of this. I mentioned at the start of the stream here, which is that feeling of burnout. So for any of you currently an animation mentor, some of you already know what I'm talking about. That feeling of burning out, that feeling of just being too stressed about something. That is a very dangerous feeling. Dangerous in the sense that if you're starting to feel burnt out, and for anyone who doesn't know what that means, burning out is when you're just too exhausted. The exhaustion goes from just tired to physical and mental damage in a lot of ways. So these can be feelings of kind of frustration, anger, just continual fatigue. It can be stress, anxiety. All of those kind of add to burnout, or they are symptoms of burnout. Depression. Be very careful of this. If you ever start feeling any of those, take a break. And not just like a 10-minute break, 20-minute break. Take a day off. Find a day to just relax. It is not worth burning out. Burning out is one of the worst things as an artist, any artist, or as, well, just anything, no matter what work you're doing. If you burn out, it will be devastating for your health, your mental well-being, and just yourself in general. The reason I bring this up is I was starting to feel burnt out just this morning, last night. I was starting to feel those things that I felt before, that kind of anxiety of like, there's just so much work, I'm falling behind on everything. I'm not keeping up with emails, I'm not keeping up with all of these things. And I had to take a moment to relax and to think it through. If I just kept pushing myself, and the reason I know this is because I've had burnout 3 times before, serious burnout. One of them took about 3 years to recover from fully. To get back to a happy place where I enjoyed doing what I was doing, because I was just so burnt out on everything. So yeah, I've had 3 major burnouts since I started becoming an animator. One of them was when I was a student. That was around class 5. One of them was just after I graduated, when I was doing some workshops. And then one of them was after that. I can't remember exactly when. But that last one was the big one. That was the one that really, like, the other ones, I burnt out and I never let myself recover enough. So the second burnout was a little worse. I recovered a little bit, but didn't give myself enough time. And then I just burnt out horribly. And it is very important that all of you take that seriously for yourselves. Because it's easy to say, oh, I burnt out. Like, as a term, it's not as clear as, for example, I lost my arm. I was animating so much, my arm fell off. Watch out for your arm falling off. That's a clear symptom. You don't want that to happen. Or even a more realistic one would be, watch out, you don't want to damage your hands. If you damage your hands, you won't be able to work. So if you start feeling arm pain, stop, take a break, stretch. Those are physical symptoms that we can just feel right away. With burnout, there's kind of this misconception that it's not that bad. It's just, oh, you got too tired. Burnout, true burnout, is physical and mental exhaustion to the point that your body is just, it's trying to keep going and is damaging itself. Damaging itself to the point of non-recovery. It would be the same thing as trying to work out. Like, imagine you're working out, doing some workouts, and oh man, I've got a stiff arm. Oh, I think I pulled a muscle. Let's keep going. Eventually, what's going to happen is that muscle, it's going to go so far to the point of fatigue that the moment you sit down and stop, you're not going to be able to move that arm. So I actually just watched a video similar to this for anyone who watches Markiplier on YouTube. He did a little challenge for himself where he decided to walk 100,000 steps in one day. The average person walks 10,000 steps in a day. So he was going to multiply that by 10, which basically meant that he had to take, I forget, like 2 steps per second the entire time that he was awake in order to do that. Now, the reason I bring this up is by step 70,000, which is 7 times the normal amount that a normal person would do, he was like doing the steps, and he decided, you know what? I'm going to sit down and I'm just going to take a small break. Just relax. After that small break, he went to stand up and he couldn't stand up. His legs literally stopped moving. He couldn't feel below the knees. Because while he was moving, it was fine. Keep going, keep going, keep going. As soon as he stopped, the legs didn't move afterwards. And he spent the rest of the day like just eating cookies and watching TV. But he literally could not move. Burnout is that same thing. You're pushing yourself, pushing yourself, pushing yourself, pushing yourself. As long as you keep going, you can keep pushing, but it gets harder and worse and worse and worse. And the moment you stop, the moment there's even the slightest hint of a break where your mind goes, you're down and you cannot start up again. It is it's just impossible to get back up. And you might want to go like, I've got all this work to do, I've got this stuff I want to do, and your brain just says, no, I'm done, we're not doing anything. And the difference between physical exhaustion and mental exhaustion is physical exhaustion, you just literally can't move. But with your brain, it's not just going to stop thinking. You're still thinking. You're still thinking of, man, I'm falling behind. I've got emails to write. I've got projects to do. I've got animations to do. I've got, if you're an animation mentor, assignments to do. There's deadlines. I can't stop. So your brain is burning itself out, trying to restart itself, because there's no like physical limiter that our bodies have. There's no like, and the muscles are dead and they're not moving. So I'm sure many of you have had those moments where you might have worked like doing something and then I just can't raise my arms. And you try to scratch your nose and you have to use your other hand. That's a physical limiter. Our brains don't have that. So it's easy to then work yourself down even more. And the more you do that, the worse the symptoms get, until you're just irritable. Someone will talk to you and just say hi, and you're going to snap at them. You get depressed. And not just like, oh, I'm sad. No, like true depression, where it is just nothing matters anymore. It is bad. So, and Shaq, thank you so much for following during this, I hope not too sad of a talk. But the reason I mention this is many of you as animators, especially as animation mentor students or just animation students in general, regardless of the school, you will have moments where you feel burnt out. You will have moments where you start feeling that tiredness, that like fatigue, that deep fatigue. So when those happen, when you start feeling that, make time for yourself. Take a break. Take it seriously. And like, I don't want to scare people with this, but it is a serious issue that most of you, if you're animators or artists in any way, will encounter at some point in your career. Take time to reevaluate your schedule. What can you do to ease your workload? What can you do that's for you? So, for example, I started feeling that last night. I did all my streaming, all my work, and after I streamed, I had a whole bunch of other work, and I ended up like working till about midnight. And then as I went to bed, those familiar feelings started creeping up on me, where it's just like, I'm falling behind. Like all those kind of negative, tired, fatigue, all of that started coming in. And like already you're tired, and that becomes insomnia. And I had to reassess what I do each week in order to avoid this getting worse. So this is a lot of things. Doing something for yourself. For me, what I'm going to be doing today, after this stream, I'm going to try to just take the day off. Tomorrow, I'm taking a full day off, as I've got a few other small projects that I want to do, but I'm taking a day off. I'm playing Animal Crossing. That's what my big plans are. Oh, is there anything we can do? It's not so much that, how to put this. Basically, the reason I'm burning out right now is because of all of this whole virus thing. A lot of people are being forced to work from home, which is great in many ways, but it also means that a lot of people are having new technical difficulties setting it up. So most of my week since last Saturday, I've been working from like morning when I wake up to when I sleep, jumping into different meetings, helping people get their setups done, getting their computers running, and then doing Q&As, and then getting into another meeting and getting their setup running. So it's just been like this nonstop motion, which is going to ease off once it goes through. But that was me, like, I need to get this done. Well, I should have also taken into account myself. I should have maybe taken the streams off this week. That would have been the smart thing to do. I did want to bring that up because, like, as I'm feeling this, I need to do something right away. If any of you ever feel like you're running into this, do something about it. And it's hard to, like, it's easy to say, hard to do, because, well, responsibilities are still there. Some of the people taking Animation Mentor could be parents. So you've got kids to take care of. You can't go, day off today, haha, fend for yourself, hunt for food today. No, you have to take care of your kids. You might have a job. You can't just go, hey, day off today. Sorry, I need to take a me day. And, like, you can't. You have to work. But you can try to do other things. Maybe instead of working on your assignment tonight, you just take a day off. Just get away from it. And it's, again, easy to say, hard to do, because your mind always wants to think about it. When you start burning out, it just sticks on the things that it's needing to get to. Just do something fun for yourself. Do something for you. Also, talk to people about it. The worst thing I ever did was that I tried to do it all myself. I always like, oh, I'm burning out. It's a me problem. Like, it's my fault. I'm lazy. I'm like, it's something about me. I'm not a good artist. I'm not a good animator because everyone else is doing fine. And, like, it's got to be something that I'm doing wrong. No. If I'd talked to someone about this right from day one, like other animators, my mentor, anyone, they would have said, oh yeah, that happens all the time. I've had that happen. Oh yeah, I felt that last week. It's normal. We all go through it. And the important thing is that you have to learn to deal with it. And the way you learn to deal with it is you have other people tell you how they've dealt with it. So a lot of the things that I do now is things that I learned from other animators, other artists, which is like taking a day off, just setting aside work completely. I might fall behind a little bit, but that rest is going to be a world of good. Things like that. So talk to people about it. If you're not part of a community, there's the Prep Bros Discord. Feel free to ask in there. I'm going to try to make an effort to be more active next week, hopefully. Hopefully the work will die down next week, so I'll be able to be more active in there. But there's other people in there, like Kev64, also known as Gimbal Locks. I think he was in the stream earlier. He has a Twitch channel as well. Check it out. It's really cool. But he's been helping a lot in there. There's a lot of very helpful people in there. Just share. If you're an Animation Mentor, you have access to the Animation Mentor Discord. Ask people in there. Let them know what you're feeling. And people can share what's helped with them. And basically, you're not alone in this. You are not the only one suffering. And it's not because you're a bad animator or you're not worthy enough to be an artist or an animator or whatever it is that you want to do. It's simply the way that human psychology works. And as animators, as artists, there's a lot of stuff we have to deal with that can build up if we're not careful. So hopefully that helps. And again, if anyone has questions on that, definitely feel free to ask me, message me. I can do demos on workflows and things that help me deal with that feeling. Just don't suffer in silence. That's the big thing. Let's see. When it was super bad for me and I didn't have too much time, I started meditating. That's a good way to do it. I suck at it, but it helps. Specifically breathing deeply in and out and counting 1 to 10. Yeah, for me, the thing that really snapped me out of this didn't snap. It wasn't like, oh, one day I'm fine, one day I'm good. Or like one day I'm bad, one day I'm good. No, it wasn't like that. But the thing that helped me was I read the Discworld series. I like reading. And there was a point where I was like, nothing made me happy anymore. It was like that depression where it's just like, meh. I animate as, and I do something, even playing games, it was like, I guess I'm happy. And like, it was just like my brain had been worked so hard that it was just, there was nothing that could like bring it back up into a average zone. Like it wasn't even like no even sadness. It was just like this and I started reading the Discworld book. Yeah, it's eternal melancholy. It's just like you don't feel anything. Like, yeah, apathy. It's like you're not sad, but you don't care. Like, and it's not like I didn't care about other people. I cared about my family. I cared about my cats. I cared about what I was doing, my work, the students. But I just, like me, myself, I couldn't feel that joy or that sadness or that emotion. And then there was that irritability where anything I did wrong, like, oh shoot, I hit the wrong key on my keyboard. Oh, stupid me. Why am I failing again? Like I can't even hit the keyboard. I would snap at myself and others so easily, which I did not like because normally I'm a very laid back kind of guy. Like it takes a lot to stress me out. And I was snapping at the littlest thing. It was like, I was noticing, it's like, I would snap and it's like, I would immediately regret it. It's like, why did I do that? That was nothing. It was nothing worth snapping at. And that made it even worse because now I feel bad about like reacting. So I kept like putting myself down. Anyway, I read the Discworld books. I just bought the whole, I found a copy, like a page or two of it online, and I read it. I'd never read any of the Discworld books, and I read the first few pages and I loved it. So I bought the entire series. I had some money saved up, just like birthday money and stuff. So I bought the entire series. It came in a huge box, like there's 50 books. And I read through the whole series. And I spent an entire year reading those books. I finished the whole series in a year. I would basically work on my computer, and if I had a break, I would sit down and I would read. At night, I had insomnia, so I would sit down and I would read until I fell asleep. At any time, it was just reading. And it helped me pull myself out of my own like melancholy, my own apathy, my own self criticism, to jump into a fun adventure. And the Discworld books are very philosophical, very funny, very stupid in a good way. And it helped me just kind of get that happiness back in my life. And after that year, like as I finished that last book and kind of put it down, I felt like I was myself again. So for me, that's what it took to get me back. That whole year of reading books and kind of building up those levels of confidence of, and I don't mean confidence like, oh, I'm great at parties. Oh yeah, like I'm super confident, haha. But confidence in myself. Confidence that I hit the wrong key on the keyboard. So what? Everyone does it. Like, confidence in my animation where I animate and, oh, I might try a shot and it fails completely. That happens all the time. Like yesterday, I was working on the Zelda animation. I was trying to get it to work, and I spent an hour and we got nothing done. And I think that's probably what started triggering, like, just knowing myself mentally, that's probably what started triggering that, like, burnout, like, messaging in my brain, when it's like I'm trying and I'm trying and I'm trying and I'm trying and I'm not getting anywhere. And after I stopped and, like, took the night off, it's like, oh shoot, I'm feeling it now. So normally, or I should say not unnormally, when I was in my burnout phase, if that had happened even for 10 minutes, if I was struggling with something, I would have been questioning my whole existence as an animator and whether I should even continue. What's the point of trying anymore? I should just quit. Like, I can't even do a simple walk cycle. I learned this in class 1, and I can't do a walk cycle with, like, a character. Wow, what a great animator I am. Like just that kind of hateful comments on yourself. Now, even though I felt it a little bit last night, I went to bed, I managed to relax myself. I don't meditate per se, but, like, relax the brain, and I put on some nice music, Zelda music, actually. And I actually do have a playlist of soft, quiet Zelda music I play whenever I feel stressed. I just listened to that, slept, told myself that if I didn't feel good in the morning, I'll just play Animal Crossing on stream. Like, worst case scenario, I don't want to cancel the stream at the last minute, mostly because some people might have questions that they want to ask, and I don't want to just go, wait, bye, so long. So I didn't want to cancel the stream, but worst case scenario, I just told myself, I'll play Animal Crossing. If people have questions, I'll answer that. That's easy. If I really don't feel good, then I'll cancel the stream, because it's not worth burning out for. But I woke up, and because I calmed myself down, because I had taken that time to give myself a break, a mental break, and go, hey, it's okay. Like, I can take care of that another day. I recovered. And I have to be careful now, because next week, if I push myself like I did the last few weeks, I'm going to fall back into it. It's just going to keep getting worse. But now I can ease myself in and take care of it. So it's, again, I know I'm just repeating a lot of this stuff here, but it's very important. Take care of yourself. If you want to be an animator, if you are an animator, if you're learning to be an animator, it is a hard job. Any artist's job is very difficult because it's a very personal job. A lot of that, what you're doing is you're putting your own talent, your own skill onto a page, onto the screen. And when you fail at that, it's a lot more personal. It's a personal failure a lot of the time. And there is truth to building a thick skin. This is especially true when you're getting feedback from people. It's very easy early on to feel like they're insulting you personally when they say something is bad. That's not the case. They're not insulting you as a person or, like, putting you down as a person. But we have to build that thick skin. But that thick skin can also lead us to ignoring the hurt that we're doing to ourselves. So we have to be very aware of that, and we have to just take care of ourselves and have people to talk to. I should know, though, that you're amazing. Aw, thank you. I know that was the burnout sneaking in, but seriously, not just you as an incredible human. Aw. As an animator, I said this over and over, but my goal is to be as good as you. You're already on your, like, honestly, I think you're already past me in terms of, like, animation skill. In a lot of ways, you're way past me. Especially your cartoony stuff. I'm still struggling with cartoony stuff, but thank you so much for those. And Nicholas, thank you so much as well. It's one of the things that I find very helpful, and this is why I'm still at Animation Mentor, at doing all of this stuff, is Animation Mentor is just filled with a lot of awesome people. And for those of you who are not an Animation Mentor, you've probably seen a lot of Animation Mentor students here. Every single Animation Mentor student I know is an absolutely amazing person. And I teach at Animation Mentor. I was an Animation Mentor student. It is such a pleasure and a joy to work there. I cannot describe in words how much fun it is to be a part of that process, to be able to help someone in some small way to get them either to their dreams or to help them achieve something they never thought could be possible. Because that's what the school did for me. I never thought I could be an animator. I was a baker before that. I knew some modeling and rigging stuff, but animation, never. As if. I always liked it though, at least watching it. And it allowed me to become something that I never thought I could be. Yeah, it's just an amazing community. I keep saying you should do a cartoony shot in here. I do want to do a cartoony shot. I just need to think of the idea first. I should just force myself to take the cartoony workshop at Animation Mentor. That way I just have to do an assignment. Like, just do it. I do want to take the sculpting workshop at an Animation Mentor though, to kind of get myself back into sculpting. That would be a lot of fun. Oh man, that would be funny, Sin, if we took it at the same time and then we'd be classmates. After all these years, we'd finally actually be classmates. Just get everyone, like the whole group together to take it at the same time. Let's see, I'm a junior animator and I animated every day for 30 days. Oh, and on the 31st, I had to stop. I could barely see straight. I can imagine. That is 30 days straight. Jeez. Yeah, that is a lot. Like, definitely you needed a break there. For me and my brother, one of the things that broke us the most, which at the time we were stupid students thinking, oh, we're invincible. Oh yeah, we'll just work as much as we can to get our job done. We had, because of like the situation that we had at home, we were working full time. Our dad was sick. So we were visiting him in the hospital every day or every other day whenever we could. And then we had assignments at Animation Mentor. And there was one week where we couldn't work at all until the weekend. That was most weeks, actually. But we were really behind this week. So we sat in front of the computer on Friday morning, and we stayed in our chairs. Aside from going to the washroom, we sat in front of our computer until the deadline on Sunday. It was 72 hours straight of animating. Aside from, again, getting up to go to the washroom, which we weren't drinking water or eating, so there weren't that many washroom breaks. 72 straight hours. That was the thing that really added to that breakdown, that first burnout, which then accumulated into that third burnout later on. But that was stupid of us. My suggestion for any student is never do an all-nighter. Ever. It's not worth it. Now, with that said, it's not bad to kind of stay up and have a longer night, but take breaks while you're doing it. If you're starting to feel that fatigue, take a little bit of a nap. You're going to be better for it anyway. So for example, I've been thinking, after seeing Sir Wade do it, I've been thinking of doing a 24-hour stream. Maybe start like on the Friday stream and then just keep going into the Saturday stream. And that way they connect and then it just ends nicely. Just from noon to noon my time. But if I was to do that, I would make sure that I'm not animating for 24 hours straight. I would animate for maybe half of that. The rest of it would be playing some video games, playing Smash Brothers, things like that. I would make sure I would put a timer. If I'm going to be streaming for that long, I would put a timer on my phone so that I continually drink water. That'll force me to have more washroom breaks. That way I get up and stand. And yes, I should actually drink. I held it twice and then I didn't even drink it. So at this point, I've literally got 3 water bottles on my desk. Right? Just because I want to make sure I drink enough water. This was my old one. So I would do that. I would try to do it in a healthy way. Staying up for 24 hours is not healthy, but it's not bad as long as you're not stressing yourself doing that, and you're not doing it every single week all the time. Once in a while is fine. If you have to do an all-nighter, that's okay. Take breaks though. Don't stress yourself out about it. And if you do start feeling that tiredness and you're starting to spin your wheels, get away from it. It's not worth it. You're not going to get anywhere by just putting your foot on the gas and then hoping it'll go somewhere. You have to get out of the car, give it a shove, maybe even call a tow truck. Like, just let it go for a little bit, and then jump back in when everything is relaxed and back on the road. I don't know where that analogy came from, but it just happened, so we'll go with it. Let's see, I did miss some chat here. Helps us in huge ways. I remember even class when you were a psychologist helping us, not just with our skills, but our mental health. Let's see. The reason I can say it is because I've gone through it, and I never want anyone else to go through that, ever. It is not worth it. I've literally wasted 3 years of my life being unhappy. And again, it's not like unhappy where I'm miserable and sad all the time, but not anything. Just like a monotone beep. Just like beep. Like that was my life for 3 years. I had fun times. I enjoyed those 3 years in many ways. Birthday parties, family reunions, all of that. But the majority of it was just... And no one should have to go through that. See, the AIM community looks like so much fun. I've never had any friends who understand animation or care about it the way I do. It is a lot of fun. I love the community. I've been in it for 9 years now. It's still as much fun as the very first day. It's like the story you told a while back where you talked about how to train your dragon to a coworker. Yeah, exactly. That story is... I still, like, for me, I think it was day 1 of Animation Mentor. The very first day. Normally, I would talk about cartoons and, oh, it's a kid's movie. Why are you watching cartoons? Especially if you talk about TV shows. Like, oh, did you watch the new Adventure Time? Why are you watching cartoons? Day 1 in Animation Mentor, it was, hey, does anyone remember Darkwing Duck? Yeah! Wow, you saw that too? Hey, what was your favorite episode? And then we were on Gargoyles and all that stuff, and then we ended up on Adventure Time, and it was amazing. It was so much fun. And that was day 1, and it got better since, like, it just kept getting better and better. So, let's see. It is so hard to be burnt out on something you love. Yes. I took a nice 4-day break and I'm better than ever. That is awesome. I'm so glad you did that. And it does feel better, like, doesn't it? It's just like, at the time, it's like, man, I've got to take a break. So stressed. Oh, why should I? You just hate yourself for taking a break. But then once you actually relax, take those however long you need, it just feels so good. Like, after I kind of recovered from my burnout, animating has never been so much fun. I fail all the time. I do shots that just don't turn out. And I love it. It sucks that it didn't work out, but I learned something and I'm having fun. And then I can laugh at the mistake. Oh, the animation, like the face twisted and exploded. Haha, what a horrible thing I've just created. Laugh at it and move on. I've never had so much fun animating as as after I was properly recovered. I call it being an ent when I'm in that. Yeah, you just kind of, you're existing, but not adding, not Like you're just there. And that's also stressful for the rest of the family too. Like my family is like, I'm there, but I'm not 100% there. I laugh when something's funny, but it's not like that true, like, just I feel it in my gut laughter. It's like I'm happy, and then 2 seconds later it's like back to neutral. It's like whatever emotions, they kind of just poke out and then settle back into that ocean of tepidness. A stressful all-nighter is leagues less productive than a casual all-nighter. Yes, exactly. I've had both, and if you're stressed on a deadline, time goes quick and the result will likely be poor. Exactly. Actually working on mental health for artists podcast episode. Oh, nice. Coming up for my university. Would you be interested in giving a quote or a bit of advice? I don't know if, like, what I could say that I haven't said already, like in this last bit. That is a good podcast, though. That is an awesome topic. A quote or a bit of advice. What would be the biggest thing? You can try to embellish this so it sounds better. I'm just gonna kind of say the thing that helped me the most is realize that as an artist, you will have moments where you doubt yourself, where you look at others and you see how much better they are, and they don't seem to be struggling. They just produce this amazing content, and it is just wow every single time. And then you look at your stuff and you're struggling, and every time you try to do something, it's this gymnastics of trying to get one thing to work correctly, and you start to doubt yourself and you start to put yourself down. But do keep in mind that everyone is struggling. That person might not be struggling right now. They might be at a high point, but they've most likely, almost 100%, they've struggled before, and they will struggle again. And no matter who you are, we're all going through the same thing. In different ways, yes, but we are going through the same thing. That same mental strain. That same self-doubt. There's animators who have been in this industry for 50 years, like Glenn Keane, James Baxter, these gods of animators. They feel the exact same thing. I talked to Glenn Keane once, and he told me that, well, it wasn't me specifically. He told a room full of people, but I was there. So he talked to me. He was telling us that he also has that feeling that at any moment someone's going to come up to him and find out that he's a fraud, that he doesn't really know what he's talking about, and that he's just making it up as he goes along. We all are. Animation is not something that you will learn the mathematical value equals MC square of animation and we can apply that to anything. 2 + 2 done. No. Every animation, every rig we work with, every shot we do is going to be a new experiment of failures and hopefully more some successes. But we all go through it, and it never really ends. And that's okay too. It's okay that we will always be learning and that we will never be masters, because we have an awesome community that is there to help us and to help us keep learning and improving and being better. And that's the cool thing to me about animation is, unlike lots of other careers where you will reach your peak, you will be the best that you can ever be and there's nowhere else to go. In animation, there is no peak. We can keep getting better all the time. Better and better and better. And there's no limit. And as long as we keep pushing ourselves and having fun with it, you're just gonna keep getting better. But even Milt Kahl kept getting better and better. You look at some of his early stuff to some of his later stuff, and he improved. Now, the areas of improvement are going to be a little less than others. Like, as you get better, it's like little tiny things. But about how he felt about himself. That is, although you never know. It would be interesting to talk about him, his interviews. I should watch more of his interviews. That would be fun. But I'm getting distracted. Um, but yeah, really, it's just realizing that you're not alone, and take advantage of the communities that you have. The Pratt Bros Discord, the Sir Wade Discord. If you have any other Discords, the Animation Mentor Discord, if you're in there, if you're in another school, look for other students, make study groups, make Discord groups, Slack groups. And you will have people that will have your back for the rest of your career, who are willing to help you out and who are there to share the things that help them and that are there to support you, and also be there for other people too. Helping people has been, for me, one of the biggest things that have helped me snap out of that burnout, or at least keep afloat during that burnout. And it helped me to just realize that even though, for example, I can't achieve what I always wanted. I always wanted to work in a big studio and work on something like Jurassic Park or Star Wars, especially Star Wars. You guys can't see the Star Wars wall, but it's over there. I've got a lot of Star Wars stuff. I love Star Wars. I always wanted to work on a Star Wars film, and I almost got the chance once. But I can't take it. Because of things, the way it worked out for me, I'm probably never going to join a large studio. And that hurt for a long time. But I realized that by helping others, by doing these streams, by teaching, by running extra things for students and for people, I could maybe get someone else to their dream. And sure, maybe I'm not going to live mine, but if I can get someone else to theirs, that's going to be at least something. And if I get 2 people to their dream, yay. 3, even better. At least someone will get to live their dream. And that, to me, is good enough. And not good enough in that, like, oh, good enough kind of way. No, it's like, I'm happy with that. And maybe one day I'll get to live my dream. But in the meantime, I get to see everyone else living theirs. And every time I watch a movie now, I look at credits and I'm like, oh, I know this person, I know this person, I know this person, I know this person. I think on the Sonic movie, like, there were 5 or 6 people that I noticed, or that I knew. On the Onward movie, like 4 or 5. And it's just like, hey, I know these people. That's cool that they animated those. So yeah. And maybe you're in a similar situation where you can't reach your dream. Dreams can change. Dreams can be... Thank you so much for the bits. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Dreams can change, and it hurts when you do have to change a dream, because, well, that was the dream. But I got to experience things that I wouldn't have gotten to if I had lived my dream. If I had taken those job opportunities, I would have missed out on going on an amazing vacation with my grandmother. My brother and I were able to take her to Hawaii, a place that she's always wanted to go back to. She used to go back all the time. We managed to save up enough money to bring her to Hawaii, and our whole family, we brought them there. It took a long time to save up, but we did it. And if we had been working at a studio, there's no way we could have done that. No way to get enough vacation time to do that. But we did. And we got to enjoy a wonderful vacation with our whole family before she passed away. I would have missed out on that. I would have been living another dream. I would have been doing other opportunities. But there's other things I would have missed out on. That, to me, is... If you can't live one dream, try to take advantage of others that you would have missed out on otherwise. It might not make up for it, but oftentimes it can be just as fun. See, I want to share it with everyone. Oh, no problem. Let's see, there's one where he talks about using reference and basically says that people have to use ref because not everyone can be him. You'll never have a room full of milk calls. That is some serious self-esteem. That is fantastically... I don't know, it's like borderline arrogant, but at the same time it's just like, Yep, milk call, you got it. Definitely join your Discord. I'm not the best at social stuff. Oh, no worries. I'm not the best at social stuff. I've got a Discord and I can barely like function on it. I'm not good at social media. I don't like. I have Twitter, I have Instagram, I have all of those, and everyone tells me, "Hey, if you want to make your streams bigger and more accessible to people, post on Twitter. Like, do all this stuff so you have that like social content." I think I posted once on Instagram about the streams, and maybe once on Twitter, maybe, and that was it. It's like too much. No, social media cannot function. So yeah, I am terrible at that. As soon as you're able to, studios will be fighting each other over you. Oh, that would be interesting. I just listened to Bancroft Brothers podcast about changing dreams. It's an important thing for us. Oh yeah, they are also awesome. If no one's heard, or if you haven't heard of them, the Bancroft Brothers, another pair of twins. They are amazing. We've met them at CTN, Cameron and I, a few times. The very first 3 times we met them, they kept wanting to take pictures of us because, well, we're all twins. Although to be fair, they are giants. Like they are 6 foot something, so like we're like shoulder height to them. It looks like just little children beside these giants. But they are super nice and they have an amazing podcast. Definitely check it out if you haven't. And I think you just do a search for Bancroft Brothers podcast. My animation drained drastically when my arm severely broke. Ooh, but Twitch is helping so much. Finding ways of learning and expressing online. Yeah, my father had a similar thing where he was a paramedic and he had an accident that basically tore up his all the tendons in his arm to the point where he can only lift like 5 or 10 pounds with that arm on a good day. And that was like back when Cameron and I were 18, so a long time ago now. And that was like terrible in that sense that he couldn't do his job anymore. But for Cameron and I, as much as like, how to put this, we had a wonderful time because of that accident. We got to spend more time with our dad than we ever did before. Normally, like every summer, he would be on call all day, like at the ambulance garage. There was no summer vacation for ambulance workers, especially in a small town. So he would be gone all summer. And we played a lot of video games. We rented games, and every weekend we would just play games over, like from Friday night all the way until Sunday when we had to return the game. So we played a lot of video games. It was a lot of fun in that sense. But we didn't get to spend that family time together. Because of that accident, as much as it ruined one dream, at least for Cameron and I won't speak for him, but at least for Cameron and I, it gave us the opportunity to spend more time with him, to do more things with our family together than we had ever done in our whole lives up to that point. So again, there are horrible things that can happen to us, to any of us at any time. And I'm not going to say, oh, but there's a silver lining. Sometimes there is no silver lining. Sometimes life sucks and we just have to deal with it, which is terrible. But if we can find that silver lining, if we can find that positivity in there and find that thing that we couldn't have done normally, it can make things a little bit better, at least. So yeah, it's definitely, it hurts though when that happens. Not just physically, of course it hurts physically, but that kind of just mental pain of not being able to follow the thing that you thought you were going to do. But I think with that, we can probably call it here. Thank you everyone for, a typical practical stream, exactly. Just switch tangents to whatever comes up. But thank you so much everyone for hanging out, for indulging me in my random rants. And I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. Take care of yourselves, like what I was saying. Make sure you take a break. And best of luck I'm definitely taking the day off tomorrow. I've got Animal Crossing. I haven't even played it yet. I've got it like a week ago, and I haven't turned it on. So that's my goal tomorrow. Maybe even today. We'll see. But anyway, take care, everyone. Best of luck on your projects, and I'll see you around. Bye.